Hello, friends. Today, our topic of discussion is what is specialized investment fund? So, you might be knowing normal mutual funds where you just buy based upon the NAV, and when you feel like you need the money, and then you sell some units or all of them and realize your gain. But what if the stock or the entire market or the sector or the specific theme where you have invested is starting to correct? At that time, you start to see that your overall portfolio is correcting, but you have no choice but to observe only and hope that the stock or the entire mutual fund of your investment bounces back, meaning no tools in hand to protect your return. That is where the specialized investment fund comes into picture. So it is basically a investment strategy where a good portion of your allocation is used for hedging purpose. Now you'll ask, what is hedging? Hedging is SMS like insurance, right? So that means, let's say you are a family guy, you're having kids, and you want their future to be secure. But what if, God forbid, anything goes wrong? So in that case, you take maybe a medical plan or a insurance plan where at least the basic necessities, like obviously the parents cannot be replaced with any other instrument, but at least the basic necessities like insurance plans, insurance or the education or healthcare can be taken care of. And that is where you buy an insurance with a small premium every year, knowing that or hoping that you will not utilize it. Because if you utilize it means what? Something bad or something wrong happens to your family, which you will not like, but still you are happy to invest or to sacrifice that small amount for a secure future. That's all about insurance. Same goes for your portfolio. So let's take one example. Let's say last year, September, you invested 10 lakh rupees, and there are a lot of ups and downs happened along the way. If you remember, towards the October of 2024, funds started to move from India to basically the China indexes, basically to Hang Seng or to the China market, and we started to get the pressure. Maybe towards the end of, after that, during November, US election finished, we got the result, small correction started. After that, during December, a bit of optimism came, but then again the market got corrected, and you already know from January 20 onwards when Donald Duck took the oath, the crisis started to come one by one. Initially, they started to threaten, market got sentimentally correct. After that, they really threatened on April of 4th, I guess. After that, after again, then he took 3 months. Then from July 1st onwards, 25%, followed by after 3 weeks, final 50%. Then after that, what happened? They started to sectorially put the tariff, like putting the tariff on uh, which one? Pharma products, Bollywood, blah blah blah. Putting the restriction in Chabahar investments. So all set of negative information started coming, and when we calculate the overall return for 1 year from September 24 till today, we see it is actually zero or even negative. What if we used hedging there? So during the point, let's in April of 4th, when market corrected around 5% or more, meaning your 10 lakh would have been corrected to more or less how much? 9.5 as a final unrealized capital. Obviously, it's painful. But if you would have taken this hedging, and let's say if 25% of your allocation would have been in hedging, maybe you would have saved around 25,000 rupees from your entire 50,000 of loss. And when the stock started to correct, when the market started to correct, then maybe you slowly reduce your hedging. And then what happens? Your portfolio comes back to the same 10 lakh, whereas your realized gain would have been around 25 to maybe 20K. So that means at least you got something rather than nothing. But let's take the bull case scenario, like on the year of 2023 or 2024 early year, the stock was quite, and the market was quite bullish. If you really see, it jumped from around 22,000, Nifty basically 22,000 till 26,000. It was like a super bull run. There probably hedging would have been a bit negative for your portfolio. Why? Because your portion, that is 2.5, would work like going against your plan. That means, first of all, that 2.5 would have given you a return of, let's say, 5%, which it couldn't give. And because of hedging, maybe you will lose, let's say, around 5 to 10,000 rupees. So that means when your overall profit would have been 10 lakh and 50,000, now your realized profit will be around 10 lakh and 30,000 or 10 lakh and 35,000. You will sacrifice that 15,000 because of hedging. Now you would say, what's the point? Yeah, it is actually not for everyone. First of all, you have to understand. Meaning, if you are a Gen Z, young generation, started a job, that person probably has a lot of time on his or her hand that he can wait, sit ideally, do nothing. And within 10-15 years, definitely stock will go up because of inflation, first of all, and few other parameters and technological revolution. All that will definitely rise our market. So for that category, I think hedging probably doesn't make too much of sense, and that we'll argue later on as a different topic. But for the people, let's say in a age band more than 35 or 40, where children are already going for um, high school or maybe in education, already in the level of searching for a job or just preparing for the job. In those cases, playing safe probably is a good idea. So on that case, hedging plays a lifeline, meaning it will not drastically dent your portfolio, whereas it will make sure that you are still preserving your capital and growing slow and steady. Hope it makes sense to you. And I would always welcome any kind of questions, any ideas, any negative ideas that you feel requires a discussion. I'm very open. Okay, so hope to listen from you a bit somewhere by clicking the subscribe button or liking the video. Even if you do not like also, please click the button, because that gives me the data that I need to polish. And obviously comments are precious basically. I love to read the comments. If possible, I'll individually reply them, but please react to my content. Thank you and see you next time.